Okay, quick little thing I want to share with y'all today. Peep the new curtains. They like block out the light really well. It gets nice and dark at night. Also, peep the shirt. I just like the shirt. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the idea of being a living sacrifice because we talked about that at small group last Friday. And yeah, it's like based in Romans 12, 1-2, that talks about like Paul, like I urge you to present yourselves as living sacrifices. Yeah, just like I think it's living and holy. Present your bodies as living sacrifices that is pleasing to the Lord, like a pleasing sacrifice. And we kind of just like talked through what it means to be a sacrifice, what it means to present our bodies, like how we use our bodies, how we use, our hands when we like make things, when we with our mouths, when we say things, our ears stewarding what we listen to, our eyes, what we look at, stuff like that. And the big takeaway was that like the word sacrifice kind of makes it seem big and scary, like it's something we have to cut off, like we're losing this. It's no longer something we get to enjoy. Like one of the examples was cake. I think that was the big one throughout the night. Just like cake, maybe it's not the best thing for you. So you stop eating cake and you try to eat healthier foods. But after a while, you don't even like cake anymore. Like it doesn't have that strong of a pull because it's just cake. Like I don't need it that much, and that's just, an arbitrary thing, whatever that may be. And we just talked about how the things God calls us to sacrifice are bad for us anyway. Like he's cutting off sin that, like that doesn't produce anything good. Like sin produces death, I forget the verse that says it, but like when sin is fully grown, like conceives, like gives birth to death in us. So when we let the things that are sinful, our like fleshly desires, the passions of this world, when we let those things take root and grow, it produces death in us. And we can't continue to live that way, which is why Christ died and we died with him and we become a new creation so that new things get to grow, put off the old self, put on the new, we're a new creation, stuff like that. Just that whole vibe is the point. And like the conclusion that we got to is that like sacrifice, being a living, like the living part of sacrifice is that once the sin is cut off, then we like really get to live and we get to experience newness of life. And I just thought that was cool. I wanted to share that. So it's a like shorter video. And I know I haven't made one in a few days either, but that's okay. I also hope you didn't hear that. My mom just yawned. It can be loud when you're in your comfort space, in the space around home. I need a studio. It's okay, humble beginnings. Anyway, just like the things God calls us to cut off aren't good for us anyway. And once we cut them off, like cut them out, we get to experience a better version of life. Like I was like, hey, yeah, like I approve. Like you're now a sacrifice pleasing. The worship you give to me is pleasing. It's a pleasing aroma. It smells good. I appreciate the things you're doing. Makes me think of Cain and Abel. How Cain brought, his fruits and vegetables. He's like, hey, this is what I work in. Here it is. And I don't know that there's anything wrong with the fruits and vegetables. But just culturally, it wasn't up to code. Spiritually, whatever God's standard was, it wasn't up to code. He was like, nah. But Abel, he did good. And Cain was like, bro. But that was a personal problem. Then he killed his brother. That's not good. I don't know what he thought that was going to help. Anyway. So yeah, be a living sacrifice. Try to cut out the things that aren't beneficial, that aren't producing life, aren't growing you closer to the Lord. And don't see it as you being like restricted by the Bible. You're being, I guess, protected in a sense. You're being pruned. Some things have to go because they're not good for you. And yeah, and then your worship. I think Romans 12:2, or I think it's the first verse, Romans 12 verse 1, that says like this is your spiritual worship, or this is like truly the way to worship God, just being a living sacrifice and just being healthy, being spiritually healthy, and pruning the bad things off. Anyway, that's what blessed me, and I hope it blesses you, and I hope you stay blessed. I hope you bless someone else. Okay, bye.